Okay, hey, let's see, welcome back. Yarington's in just a couple of days, so I'm thrashing to get it going. So, yeah, that's pretty boring stuff, just watching me load a bunch of crap into my truck. So I probably won't have a bunch on that. This video is primarily gonna be Julie working on her bug. She finally was able to, we finally had time for her to tear into her box of goodies and start fabbing up seat mounts, and we're adding some bars to bring her stuff up to safety compliance. So that's pretty much what this video is going to be. Other than that, you know when you got stuff going on, and everything's going fine, until you get something thrown into the mix that's got a deadline, and then everything else just goes to crap, and then it's crunch time, right? So Yarington's literally in a couple of days. I'm leaving day after tomorrow to head up and start setting up the pit, and I've been working the last couple of days trying to get everything situated. I keep everything on a rack. Everything that's race is on that rack, and it's usually not to be touched. So when I get done with the race, it all gets cleaned and re-inventoried and restocked up, put back in its tubs, and then it's thrown on the rack. But inevitably, there's always something that gets pilfered out of there, or misplaced, or just something gets missed. So it's kind of time consuming, and it forces me, if I'm missing one thing, it forces me to go through all of them and make sure nothing else is missing. So one of these days I'm gonna have to do a video on all the equipment and what it takes, at least for us, to get out there and do a race. It's just crazy. It's just not this machine, it's just everything else, and not even including all the people that it takes to support you, just all the equipment and stuff. So yeah, this video will mostly be Julie working on her bug, and then I'm gonna get loaded up and we're gonna head to Yarington Wednesday. I'm gonna leave early Wednesday morning. It's like a 5.5 hour drive for me, maybe 6 or 7, pulling the trailer with all the stuff in it. So a little catch up. The last couple of weeks or last couple of months just been super crazy. We've gone to Oregon twice in about a month. We went for the open house, which you guys saw that, and then we went back a little while later for DeWalt days, and it was a super fun show. If you were up there and you're able to stop by, you know what I'm talking about. But Edge and DeWalt put on an awesome show, and we had a really good time. And it was just another opportunity to meet our sponsors and make a couple more, and just make some good friends and racing enthusiasts. DeWalt had their NASCAR there. That was pretty cool. So we were firing these things up and revving them up side by side, and it was pretty neat. And then I might have taken a couple of our sponsored reps for a little spin down the street or two. So I think they enjoyed that. And we've got Eugene PD on board with us too, so we're okay. But shh. So let's see. Yeah, we did that, and then we're all prepped for Yarington. Dave Wright with Mighty Ties. Where's their sticker? I gotta find their sticker right there with Mighty Ties. Huge thank you and huge shout out to Dave and his whole crew. They sponsored the Yarington race, so our entry fees and everything is covered for that. So thank you very much. To do this sport, it's really expensive. The biggest expense, once you do this, the biggest expense is entry fees and fuel and tires for these things. Entry fees are not cheap. The reason being is they cover a huge demographical area, and a lot of permits and EPA stuff. All that stuff is just expensive, and yeah, so it's just part of the game, and I'm okay with it, because desert racers, I think, are the cream of the crop when it comes to preserving our desert and our desert forests, and keeping them clean. If you've never been involved with the desert cleanup before and after a race, it's a lot of fun. You should probably look into it. And that brings me to the Yarington race. It's a VORRA race, Valley Off-Road Racing Association, and I've been wanting to race a VORRA event for a long time. They've been around a long time, and they've got a really good reputation. And they're more of a smaller, low-key, simple entity that puts on really good events. And I'm pretty excited to finally have the opportunity to participate in one. If you're a new racer or just a racing enthusiast or whatever, check out VORRA if you haven't. Go to their website, VORRA, VORRA racing.com, and check them out. Look at their schedule. They do a lot of Northern Nevada events. So if you live up in that area, even Northern California, Southern Oregon, in those areas, you know, there's desert racing near you, just a short drive away. So check out VORRA, and support them. They're a really good agency and a great group of people, and I'm really excited. The whole team's really excited to participate and become part of their group. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've learned a lot about it from Brian Reed, and with Desert Theory. Check out his YouTube channel, Desert Theory. He has a Class 1 buggy with his buddy Kelly, and he's ran a lot of VORRA stuff. He's won a lot of races with VORRA. He used to run a Class 5 bug, kind of like that, and now they've upgraded to a Gemco Class 1, which is an awesome machine. So yeah, I can't wait one day to race with him and join forces on races and stuff. So my point is, he's a plethora of information when it comes to VORRA and Northern Nevada stuff. So yeah. Let's see, one more thing is, last weekend we went out for a couple of days with the Rampage trophy truck, Matt Wilkinson's Gemco truck he bought a little while ago. You guys have seen me a couple of videos with that. We went out last weekend with Kurt and DC Shock Services. Matt Level set up a shock testing day with him, so he came from SoCal. Matt flew up from Arizona, and Julie and I drove down, and we met at Gene on the backside of the Mint 400 by the shooting range, and we did some testing. The thought was to get his shocks all dialed in, and we had hopes of him racing Yarington with us. We were going to team up, and I was going to pit for him. But we decided that his shocks just need a complete service, because we don't really know how long ago that had been, and they were pretty out of whack. So to do it right and do it safe, we're just going to keep Matt on a patient pace of getting more seat time and practice. That way he can run that truck safely without hurting himself or his truck, because these vehicles are very expensive, and we want to make sure that it's done right. And he's on a really, really good, comfortable, patient pace to become a really good driver and know his vehicle really well. So long story short, he's going to take the truck back to Oregon and take the shocks out and send them to Kurt and get them completely redone, and then we'll test again later. So that's what we did last weekend. I've got some footage of that. It's going to be super cool. But yeah, as for today, I'm just loading up a ton of stuff. I've got that stuff there. I don't need this tub. This is cooking stuff, but I do need the drip cloths, the spill kit, the chairs. I got the main pit tools, fuel, lighting, first aid kit, fluids for the truck, easy up, more chairs, ice chest, generators, fuel pump, fuel cans, cones. My new boxes provided by Knack and Edge are all full of stuff. Communications, the radios and everything is in the house, because I don't like them being out here in the environment and the conditions. And then the trailer, I got the wheel bearings all lubed up, and I'm getting tires loaded up, and got to get the race truck on there. So it's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. A lot of rambling, but a lot's been going on, and got to get set up for this. I'm going to be leaving in a couple days to the race, and we'll bring you guys along. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us. Give us the likes and the thumbs up, and ring the little bell, because that's important. There's a lot of good stuff coming. We got this and the racing, and then the Ranger build's going to come up really soon. After Yarington, I think we're thinking about maybe racing. What race was it? There's a race coming up in early December. And we think maybe that'll be a good one. It'll give us a nice break. We can get things caught up. I can get caught up on shop stuff, and we can get started on the Ranger build. So after Yarington, we're going to take a couple of months off of racing and just get dialed in. So yeah, so stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff coming. So again, thanks for all your support. Thanks for checking out the Patreon. Check out our website. Check out the YouTube. All of that stuff. We really appreciate it. And yeah. Oh, and before the race, I got to give a shout out to everybody on my team. Super grateful. Love you guys. See you at the races.